Hello everybody, this is Charles and I am back with another toy review, this time for Bandai's Chogokin GX-79 Voters 5 Full Action. Alright, first thing first, I got the name correct, it's Voters 5, alright? I used to call him Voters V because of competitor V, but apparently I was corrected in one of the comments in my video that his name is Voters or Voters 5, so it's Voters 5, alright, Voters 5. Yes, so Voters 5 is the latest of Bandai's and the first to be released in the full action series. First off, I just had to say the box is huge. The box is big, no, it's thin. Huge to see the side box art. You have the anime version of Voters 5 and then the toy version, and then here it showcases all the full action, the weapons, Chodenji Goma, my favorite Chogokin. There's a Gatling missile, Voters bazooka and grand fire. So you see all the full action over here, but when you take the action figure out, it's pretty small. Let me adjust the camera right now. Okay, it is pretty small. So it's a pretty small figure for such a huge box. Let me just push the box to the back, and just to show you guys how small the figure is, the Voters 5 figure is. So yes, this is how small the figure is in comparison to the box. In fact, my primary assessment is that I feel that this is a glorified SRC. So Super Robot Chogokin, this is the fully posable figure. So I felt that this is like a glorified SRC figure. In fact, if you would ask me for my honest opinion, I felt that the box size could be halved. They could have half of this box size, just this much. It contains Voters 5, and then you can just have the parts, the weapons. I don't think it really needs this much of a space. Even when I look at the box with the accessories and the weapons. Okay, I'm just gonna showcase you guys the weapon tray. So this is the weapons tray it came with. Personally, I felt that they could possibly compress this, So I felt there's just a lot of space. They just could possibly compress this. They didn't have to come out with such a big box, which is why I felt it's a glorified SRC. Not a bad thing, but just felt the figure is so small in comparison to the box. I would very much be very happy if the figure was at least this tall, up to the tip of the box. So you see the box that it comes with, the styrofoam tray, is tall, but instead of making the figure full height, they have the Chodenji Gamma parts, which I felt was a little bit cheated, because I felt they could have made him so much taller. And just to give some further things, the instructions are clear, no color, just a 2-pager. You just flip open the page. Really SRC, really SRC type of standard. And I'm just gonna do a size comparison with the latest figure that I had. Let me take the box away first. Latest figure that I have, this is the Grandizer. So I'm just gonna put the two of them side by side. I'm just gonna lower the camera. Okay, lower the camera. Okay. So as you guys can see, Voters 5, okay, in comparison with Grandizer, is so much smaller. I'm not sure whether they are to scale, because personally I'm not such a hardcore person when it comes to anime. Scale accurateness, because when they have these specs of the toys, like for example, Grandizer is 50 meters, Voters 5 is, let's say, 80 meters. So some fans, I know, they're very, very particular about the height, but for me, no, I'm not that particular about height. But to me at least, a combiner has to be larger than a single robot. That's how I personally feel it should make sense for them to feel right. If I look at the Chogokin version of the toys, I'm pretty happy, that the GX-71, GX-31 Voters 5 is so much bigger than Grandizer. So that personally makes sense to me. So as an action figure, I would be happy if at least Voters 5 is this tall, this much taller. So if they were to make him 20%, just 20% bigger, all-rounder 20% bigger in terms of the scale, I will be so much happier with this figure. Right now it's just like a glorified SRC. So anyway, the lead of the focus of this video is on Voters. So let me just go through here. So first thing first, okay, despite the size that I'm not really satisfied with, I'm very satisfied with the die-cast content of this piece. So when you hold this piece, you almost felt as if you're holding a metal build figure. So we all know that metal build figures have full of die cast, feels really, really heavy. So holding this figure, it does give the feeling as if you're holding a metal build figure, even though, yeah, likewise it is still smaller than a metal build figure. It's probably about 90% the height of a typical metal build figure. So yeah, again, I'm gonna rattle again that I felt he should be bigger. He should be 20% bigger than the current size. Okay, but too bad, since they already fixed this size, you know for sure they're gonna do a competitor V moving forward, and it's gonna be the same size. And we can expect the same for the upcoming Titans 3 and Daimos as well. So diecast content wise, okay, the chest plate, okay, this blue part of the chest plate is the entire blue part. The front part is diecast. The back plate as well is diecast. Okay, you can't really see a lot, but it's diecast. And moving down the shoulder joints here, the shoulder joints are diecast. Okay, the joints connecting here are diecast inside here. Let me just push it out a little bit so you can see the diecast content over here. And moving down the elbow joints, the double jointed elbows are diecast. Very nice gun metal black diecast, I would say. And then if you were to move into the waist portion, okay, oops, I just removed this part. So the waist portion wise, this part, okay, is not diecast, but the internal part over here, this is diecast. So this part holding the lower waist, connecting to the waist, the upper torso to the mid torso, this part is diecast. Over here as well, this part, this gunmetal grey part is diecast. So I'm gonna collapse this part in first. Okay, you have to be really careful to collapse the chest part, because this silver part is prone to paint chip. So just be really careful when you handle this. Push this back in first. All right. So moving down, I'm just gonna pluck out the skirt portion first, and this part just flip out. So this entire thigh section, the lower, the waist section, the inner part is diecast. So it's this part that's connecting the leg to the waist. It's diecast. Okay, gonna cover this back up. Moving down the knees, okay, the knee portion is diecast. This part is plastic, but this gunmetal black part is diecast. This front plate, okay, this front plate of the lower leg is diecast. This part is plastic. The feet, okay, this red feet, this top part of the feet, this gold part, this is diecast. Bottom of the feet is plastic. And if you pull the joint out, okay, the ankle joints are diecast. So that's the amount of diecast that we have on Voters 5, which is a fair bit of diecast. It's really a lot of diecast, and it's amazing. It feels like a SRC figure. Even though like I still want to complain that I feel like it should be bigger. Yeah, I should stop bitching about that. So yes, so this is a cool figure. Very articulated. Head wise, the neck has the head and the neck are two separate joints. So you can actually move the head side by side, slightly front back. You can see overhead action, slightly front back. Rotate 360, not a problem. He cannot really look up. Okay, you can look up slightly. Look down a lot more, but you can only look up slightly. Okay, this is how much he can look up. He can't really look up a lot. Alright, shoulder joints wise, you can actually move the shoulder pads outwards, which gives you quite a fair bit of articulation. So you can see he can raise his hand this much high. And over here, this part, there's also additional articulation as well. You can actually move this entire part up. So this is really awesome. You can see this is the amount of articulation he has for the arm to raise this up this high, this much, which is cool. So yeah, this is the part that the shoulder you can actually move. Cool. You can swing out the shoulders as well. Okay, you can swing up to a full you can full 90 degrees swing this out. All right. Yeah, I can see the joints over here, and over here you can see inside. Okay, and right here, right now the elbow, upper elbow, full 360 rotation, double jointed elbows. Okay, to give that additional articulation over here, all the way here. Wrist wise, full 360 rotation, and you can also swing the fist slightly left and right, okay, to give more motion as well, based on the joints over here. You guys can straighten this first. Okay, in terms of the torso wise, torso has amazing articulation. Okay, but okay, the back has this articulation. The threads can move slightly. Okay, this spot keeps popping up, but never mind. So the torso, you can see it has a wide range of superb articulation. Okay, you can actually literally lift the entire torso up, depending on how you want to bend, how you want to pose, you can pose it this much. You can rotate this 360, and it's really cool. It's really, really cool. So just be careful because this silver part is painted, so you want to be really careful when you collapse the torso back in so that it aligns nicely. Just want to be really, really careful so they don't break, so they don't break anything, so that you do not scratch the paint. And the lower waist rise, you can actually rotate also as well, but just be very careful not to scrape the lower part, it'll move sideways as well. Okay, just put this part back in. And side skirts. The side skirts, okay, are on the ball joint, so you can lift it up this much. You can swing it back if you need to. So let me just lift this part up. Be careful when you lift up the lower upper torso so that when you lift up the front skirt, you do not scratch the paint. Alright? So you be really careful and just manage it a little bit better. Okay. Okay. I might just pluck out this piece first, yeah. So it doesn't get in the way. Okay, let me just plug it back in. Okay, so you're gonna lift up the skirt, and over here you can see I'm gonna lift the legs up. You can lift the legs up all the way 90 degrees. It's pretty cool. You can swing out the legs this much. Okay, I think it's about 60 degrees. It's on this upper thigh is on the ball. It's on ball joint, so you can rotate 360. Okay, move it up. You can have a double jointed knee. Really, really nice action. You know, really nice action kicking up. And the balance of this piece is wonderful. You can see he can stand on his own like this. One leg. He also do a standing kick really well on his own without falling. See? We're posting a lot nicer, but you know, you get the drift now about how cool the articulation and the balance is for this piece. Simply awesome. Okay, and of course you can see because of this articulation, he can do a kneeling pose effortlessly. Yeah, you can do a kneeling pose effortlessly. Really cool. And over here, lower part. This part is just swinging slightly left, right, just for you to pose in better. You can actually pull out the ankle for more range of articulation. Alright, front this much, back all the way this much. It's like woo. Yeah. So yeah, just push this back in. So like I said, be really careful when you collapse back the torso because this part will get paint chip if you're not careful. So just be careful over here. Okay, align everything nicely. There we go. Alright. Voters. Okay, I'm gonna adjust him nicely again later before I display him. So I do like this figure a lot because you know he's very slick, very anime accurate. It's just exactly how you see him in the anime in a very slim pose. Of course, I would feel that GX-31 is also quite well done. I think the proportions for GX-31 is very well done as well. Just that the amount of articulation won't get this much for a combined figure. Weapons wise, you know, I've already gone through it. And he comes with this very nice stand. This stand for him voters 5 full action, and this stand is basically big enough. I think this stand is too big for voters 5. In fact, I think it would be very nice to put the GX-31 on this stand instead, you know, because the GX-31 would fit in very nicely on this stand, and I personally feel it would look awesome. So likewise for now, Bandai style, you know, in the stand you get all the parts, everything. I will tell you guys straight, this waist part is difficult to take out, okay, so I'm not going to show it in this video. And it does show you in the instructions how to remove the certain parts. Let me just go through one part. So for the hands, to change the fist, okay, the instructions actually tells you to use this plastic. Make sure this portion, okay, this part is facing outwards, so it's slotted in over here, and it says to slot in and pull it out this way. Personally, I felt that this was more difficult to do so, and I felt I'm gonna break the ball joint. So the way I found out how to do it easier was to, you know, just create a opening over here, slot this entire thing inside, and just pop it out. See? Easy. So much easier to do, so just pop it out this way. Just gonna put this aside for now, and you can actually put in the Gatling missile over here. So this is the Gatling missile part. You just need to pop it in, okay, and then you have the action. I'm not gonna pop it in over here right now. So over here, and make sure when you put it back, The short part is on top, long part is on the side. You know, aligned with the wrist. Just pop it in, and we are done. So it's pretty cool, pretty easy. I'm just gonna put this back inside. So I'm not gonna go through all the weapons that you can have. The gun, and over here you can actually put the fist at the bottom if you need to, just to showcase, you know, how you can actually do it. Yeah. So this is for you to put the fist, and then when you pop it inside here, this is just to showcase the gun that comes out from his hand. Pretty cool. Cool feature. And of course, what else can I go through for this? I just put a stand over here first. Keep this aside first. Okay, now Bandai has a new form of stand. So you know the stands, it usually gets very irritating when the stands loosen over time because of weight and wear and tear. So Bandai has come with a new sort of stand whereby you can adjust the length or the angle. So basically you can pull out the bottom here, okay? You can adjust it sideways and then you just push it back in and then it locks in place. So similarly, on the center part, you want to adjust the joint over here. So you lock it in place, and over here on the top. So depending how you want to do it, maybe lock it into place this way. Just push it in. Okay, and you lock the entire thing in place. So I'm just gonna give a quick demo of how this works over here. So maybe I just slot this inside here. So maybe I just want to do a certain pose with Voltus 5. Just plug him in the joint underneath here, for instance. Yeah. Okay, just trying to get the where the joint. Oh, I'm sorry. You have to first. My bad. You have to first take this part. Okay. First, take this part. I think you need to slot it in here. Is it this part or is it another part? Let me just see. You need to take this part. I think it's slotted in over here. No, this is not the right part to fit in. This is not the right part to fit in. Oh wait, oh shit. I need to take a look at the instructions. Where? Okay, the instruction says this part goes inside here. Okay, so this part goes inside here. And technically, this part should be holding the waist, but I don't think it really holds properly though. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, you get the drift of how it is. You know, I'm sure it fits in nicely. Just that I don't see how it's being done in the instructions. Yeah. Okay, it doesn't really matter, but yeah, you get the drift of how this thing is meant to be, to pose the figure nicely. Just try to fit it in a little bit. Okay, so this is how probably the stand is used to fit in the figure, which is nice. Nice that, you know, for me, I feel that it's nice that they've made this effort to actually modify the stand in such a way that, you know, you can actually hold the figure better this way. So which is cool touch to a stand. Let me just try to plug it out right now. Put everything back in. So yeah, I mean, despite the fact that, you know, the figure is small, you know, it's small, I felt that it's a great achievement from Bandai, and I personally like the engineering behind the whole thing, all the posability and the solid feel of it. So at least, you know, when I play with this figure, I felt, you know, despite the heavy price tag, it comes to close to about I guess 100. Let me see how much I spent. I spent 12,000 yen on the item, and then another 2,000, about 14,000 yen. 14,000 yen comes to about 170 Singapore dollars. 170 Singapore dollars for this piece. Do I think it's worth it? Yeah, I think it's pretty much worth it. Especially with the amount of die cast. So kudos to Bandai, you know, for living up to the sort of Chogokin name, giving it a decent amount of die cast, so we don't feel that much cheated. And oh my gosh, here it is, Tenku Ken. Very nice, bright silver chrome. Hopefully it doesn't oxidize in the climate here in Singapore. Hopefully it doesn't oxidize. So I'm just gonna clean it, and keep it. I hope it stays this way. Chogokin, his my favorite weapon of Voters 5. So yeah, so right now, personally, I like this piece. I'm gonna display him with just the robot without a stand, and I'm also very excited to know from the latest news that Bandai is gonna do Titanus. Yay! That's gonna complete the Zoo Rangers. You know, we're gonna get Titanus. Yeah, Titanus is gonna be a huge block. Don't expect a lot of die cuts from there. It's gonna probably be a huge plastic piece, or probably gonna be like the spacer of Grandizer, purely plastic, you know. Yeah, and I personally would prefer it to be purely plastic, because if it's a die cast, can you imagine the amount of shipping it will cost you to get it? So I think it's gonna be minimal die cast, mostly plastic, but still gonna be a great addition. I'm looking forward to have it in February. But of course, due to the size and the weight of the toy, shipping is gonna kill, so I'll probably get it locally unless I'm really sure that I can get it cheap overseas. So back to Voters 5, amazing piece, very nice. Only shortfall is that the size is small. Hopefully, I hope it was 20% bigger, but it is what it is. So here's Charles signing off with yet another toy review. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Do stay tuned to my channel for more reviews next time.